Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Hey everyone, so happy you can join us for the Love Everyone podcast
with your hosts, Govind Das and Rama Chandra Das.
A conversation of love, devotion, and walking the path of Bhakti Yoga.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Good. I was about to say good morning, everybody, but good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Love Everyone podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Rama Chandra Das.
My name is Govind Das. Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to episode number 19. Woo! We are so grateful to be back and so grateful that you are here with us. And what a blessed day it is. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. But boy, I miss you so much, man. It was so nice having you. It was like just, well, it was not even 48 hours, though, was it?
Oh, gosh, we had such a great time. For those of you that don't know, I just got back from Seattle. I was there for 2 full days. And we had such a great time singing kirtan at the Lit Festival, and then singing kirtan at Monday night kirtan in 8 Limbs. Where was that? Bellevue? Bellevue.
It was not in Bellevue or Bellevue.
Bellevue. I mistakenly called it Bellevue.
We all busted out laughing.
You busted my balls for that one, didn't you?
Bellevue. It's cute though. I mean, I guess it is spelled that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just never heard that pronounced that way. No, that Monday Night Kirtan was in Seattle, place called Finney Ridge.
Finney Ridge.
Yeah, so it was great to be back in that studio again too. We did our monthly Saturday night kirtan there for nearly a decade. It was kind of our home for many, many years. So every now and then we get back to it and it kind of feels like a homecoming. It was great. It was great having you here. Wasn't it amazing?
Energy was incredible. The moment we walked in the doors, there was just like a buzz in the air every so often. That happens with kirtan. People's hearts are ready to go. And it was definitely like that this past Monday night. And thank you, anybody that's listening that was there. Thank you so much for coming out and singing so loud and so full and hearts on fire with the holy name. Woo. That was something else.
Pretty special night.
And just great to be together and hang together and yeah, man, all is good. All is good.
Bodhi misses you too, you know.
Dude, I love that little pug, the love pug. He's the love pug.
He's the love pug.
The love pug.
He's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Although you're always making fun of his snoring.
Farting or snoring?
Snoring.
Oh, snoring. Oh God, I thought he was blowing ass all the time on the
Oh my God. All right, we gotta start. We gotta re-record. We gotta start over, everybody.
You got so mad at me for saying that, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I never get mad at you, Govind.
Everyone on the Chalisa satsang got mad.
I don't even.
How could he say that? Oh my gosh, that is so wrong to say that a dog sounded like it was farting.
Okay, we've been through this already.
Oh, we did. Oh,
no, we're not on the podcast. No, but what we've been through it is it wasn't a whole bunch of people. It was one person. And that person was making a joke.
Yeah.
And you were trying to make me think that everybody had gotten worked up about it. And you fooled me. But I got you back.
You got me back, but I got you back.
Well, all right. So I owe you. It's coming your way. You know, I was just thinking about, you know, just something I read this morning made me think of just how important it is to just keep a sense of humor
Ah,
in life, there's so much drive to like make us serious, and there was a guy skipping. I was walking the dog, and this guy was he was literally skipped by me down the street. I mean, I think he was like, get doing it for exercise or whatever, but at the same time, there was a part of me that was kind of like, wow, that dude's just skipping down the street, man.
That's so happy.
He's just so happy. He's just got to skip.
You ready for your first LSD hit of the day?
What? You coming at me this quick?
Yes, Ram Dass. Don't take yourself too seriously.
That's it,
It's
man.
one of my favorite quotes ever.
It is. Do you ever take yourself too seriously?
Oh, geez. Ah, until I remember that quote.
I
And
know.
that reminds me, just lighten up and have fun and relax and enjoy. And I think the state of the world right now is
Mm,
everybody's taking themselves and each other too
yeah.
seriously.
Well, that's interesting that you mentioned that. Ram Dass also says, like, the most important thing you can do is work on yourself, and I was thinking about that too today, just like that actually like staying light and having fun and being cheerful and all this stuff. I mean, it's almost activism these days,
Mm, mm,
just because it's like resistance,
mm.
you know, to the machine that just wants to make you serious and make you and divide your attention and make you think that the enemy is within, and with all this stuff that we're hearing, all this kind of weird language that's happening in the world right now, and just staying cheerful and joyful is actually like activism. It's almost
Yeah.
like,
Sacred activism.
sacred activism. Yeah. Now, this is interesting though, because there's this thing that I've been hearing too, this other word, and it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like gaslighting, but it's called toxic positivity.
What the hell does that
I,
mean?
I think
Toxic
I
positivity?
think it means like when you're just like I think it came out of like the social media idea that like, everybody's always happy on their social media feed.
Mm,
Do you know what
mm,
I mean? And that basically, I think it's like the pretending to be happy is toxic positivity or whatever. But I mean, at the
mm.
same time, I mean, like positivity feels like almost like
Yeah.
any form of positivity seems like it'd be beneficial.
I get what that is, but toxic, that's a little heavy,
Yeah.
phony happy maybe, but toxic positivity, that
Yeah.
doesn't
That
that
you're actually, by being fake, phony happy,
yeah.
actually causing, harm or creating toxicity or something.
Oh, that's harsh.
I know it's pretty hard.
That's really harsh. That's really harsh.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
there's all these new terms out there. You got to stay
Who
hip.
makes up these new terms?
I don't know.
Is,
Some
is, is it
lingo
this
master. The
who is
lingo
where
master.
does this come from? This everybody's gaslighting everybody these days. And
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what this means. Like,
Well, okay, good. So you won't notice when I gaslight you later.
I think you already have.
Oh man, I've been gaslighting you the whole
Don't
time.
gaslight me. You're gaslighting me, man.
I'm not gaslighting you. You're gaslighting me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in a dark room and someone comes in with a gaslight, that might actually be quite convenient.
Beneficial, right?
Yeah.
Beneficial.
You find your way out.
Oh boy.
Anyway. Yeah.
So check it
So
out. I went surfing this morning,
good.
and my favorite place is Swami's here.
Yeah. Right.
And it was a real pivotal day, like in the water for me. One of the most I've been surfing since I was 13 years old, 40 years or something like this. And I'm at Swami's. I go to Swami's Beach. And there's so much like will in surfing. And there can be even a lot of toxicity in the lineup. Everybody's juggling for waves and trying to get the best waves. And there can be a lot of heavy masculine energy, even aggression and fighting a lot you see in the water, and people jabbing at each other. And I turned back towards the shore, and we're at Swami's beach, and Yogananda lived right up on the hill, and you can see his house. And I just chanted the Guru Mantra and chanted Bolo Shri Sat Gurudev Bhagwan ki, Paramahansa Yogananda ji ki. And I said, okay, because it's really easy to get in your head. I'm surfing good. I'm not surfing good. I'm getting the best waves. I'm not getting the best waves, and a whole head trip through it. And I find myself a lot of the time. And after saying those mantras, this beautiful surrender came over and said, I don't need to think about anything. This is Swami's beach. It's all under his control. Whatever waves I get are a blessing. Whatever waves I don't get are a blessing. Just to be out here is a blessing. And I walked in after that session feeling just so much joy. Although, am I not allowed to even feel joy anymore? Is that toxic joy? I can't tell.
No, I don't know. Is it
No,
toxic joy?
no, that was real.
It sounds like
deep,
real
deep,
joy.
real joy.
Real joy. Now, I think
So
if you post it on Instagram, it could potentially,
people could call that toxic joy.
It could get toxic.
But it was a breakthrough day. Just
Wow.
surrender that the Guru's presence is there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just
Well, and you have that
go.
nice reminder too. That
Well, that's it. I've never
beach.
experienced that any other beach before.
Right. Because you're just like at Manhattan Beach or wherever you are. Yeah.
Right.
Swami's beach, and there's the center, and there's the house.
Yeah. And his presence is just this big spiritual light.
Yeah. And you probably almost kind of have to drive by it to get to the beach.
Well, I live a little north of that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But yeah, just pull up in the parking lot. Dude, when you come here, we're doing a kirtan in the parking lot on that little grassy area right there. Let's just set up shop there, get a little mini PA system. I just got a new one, and just start doing some kirtan there.
All right.
If there's anywhere to do an outdoor kirtan that people won't be like, what the hell are these people doing? That's the spot.
Just need one of those little boom boxes that the Hare Krishnas carry around there, like over their necks, and then
like a little mini amp, right?
There's like one guy's got the little mini amp, and then the other guy's got the microphone, and they're Hare Nam down the street.
Yeah, I love that. But I'm thinking, let's set up a blanket, dude. And we just set up on the grass, and we just start singing Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Okay, you don't
Let's
have to
do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
We'll put out maybe put out a little, like, have a guitar case open there.
So sorry, I don't know if you can hear, but somebody just came to the doors. Hey, stop! So my dog's.
I can only hear Sunny barking. Is it nice to be back with Sunny?
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's just so good. Except when she barks when I'm trying to do a podcast.
We're keeping it real, everybody. We are, just in case you're listening and you're not watching the video, we are not in a fancy podcast recording studio. We are in our own homes. I'm in Seattle, Govind in Encinitas, and we're just making the best of the technology, chatting on Zoom.
That we got. Hey, guess what? Today's a very special day.
Why? What's up?
Today's Dussehra.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Last day of Navratri.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The day that Lord Ram defeats Ravana.
Yeah.
And, I grew up Jewish, so today is also Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day of the year.
Wow.
I mean, it's just crazy how there can be that convergence.
Yeah.
Durga defeats the demon Mahishasura. Ravana is killed by Ram today. And today is the day of at-one-ment, a tradition from a completely different culture.
Mm.
How is that these they all experience this at different places in the world at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, have you ever experienced? I think they definitely do it in Bali, and they do it in places in India where they build the huge paper mache
Mm,
Ravana, and they burn it.
I've
Have you
never
witnessed
seen
that?
it, but
No, I
I've
haven't. I
certainly
haven't
heard
either.
of
It's
it. Yeah.
like a Ramayana Burning Man
And I
situation.
think not only Ravana, but they do the same thing with Kumbhakarna as well, too.
That's right. Yeah, they usually have two big, huge things. Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with Kumbhakarna, Kumbhakarna is Ravana's brother, this monstrous being that they only wake him up every 6 months to
Mm.
eat. And Ravana wakes him up to get into the battle, but he's even taken down by who killed Kumbhakarna? Was it Lakshman?
I think it was Ram.
It was Ram.
I think it was Ram that killed Kumbhakarna. Yeah, he severed his arms one at a time. And then finally, then with like a crescent shaped arrow, he cut off Kumbhakarna's head, but the arrow lifted the head all the way up over the palace walls and into and like dropped at Ravana's feet. Isn't that amazing?
And Kumbhakarna just likes to eat, right?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
wants
So
to eat.
Kumbhakarna was so big already as a baby when he was born. But then after he did tapasya with Ravana, so Ravana did tapasya along with his two brothers. And Ravana asked for, this immense power that he couldn't be defeated by anyone, but he forgot to ask for protection against human beings. But then Kumbhakarna also asked for, more immense power. But then he became so powerful and his appetite became so great that he was literally just like eating his way through the world, you
Mm,
know? And so as he was asking for the boon from Brahma, um, Brahma kind of tricked him and uh, made him fall asleep.
mm.
And then Ravana finally came to Brahma, who, by the way, Brahma, who's his grandfather. So how crazy is that? That Ravana and Brahma are actually even related. But and said, please, 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 give me my brother back. And he said, well, I'll give him back one day every 6 months. And on that one day, he like devours everything. Um, one of my favorite stories is when they have to wake him up for
Yeah,
the.
isn't that great?
I love that so much. Yeah.
Just jumping on him and trumpets in his ears, and he still won't wake up.
Yeah. 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 But not only that, they have huge vats of food
Yeah,
and they have like 12 like women of the night standing by to and then huge urns full of wine and this
just
huge banquet laid out. So because the minute he wakes up, if he doesn't see some food or something like that, he just starts
some food or a woman. One
he
of
just starts
it.
eating the servants. He just like the guys who are waking him up are so scared because
I
they
mean,
know that
this
it's
is ego. This is just like desire,
just
out of
just
control
consume
desire. If he's
everything.
not having sex within minutes that he wakes up, he's not having food and wine within minutes, he just starts eating people.
Yeah, and even on the battlefield, apparently, like he literally just throwing monkeys in his mouth and chewing them, and he'll even eat some rakshasas as well. It's just like he's fighting and he's shooting arrows, and at the same time he's like stuffing his face with.
It's like, you ever feel like you're just a mess like that, a mess of desire, whatever you can have, whatever you can get your hands on.
I do, but he has a lot better constitution. I mean, if I let myself, if I let myself out of control even for a few minutes, I feel like total shit.
Yeah, the karma is immediate, right?
It's immediate. It's immediate. Yeah. Oh, anyway, so yeah, That's yeah. So I've always wanted to see that. I remember when I was in Bali, there I walked through this village and there was this huge canopy, and they were constructing some, and they were like a couple stories tall, and they were gonna. And I said, "What is that? What is that for?" And they said, "Oh, we're making that for Dussehra."
Mm, mm, mm. So anyway, there's something in the air today. I actually felt it when I woke up today. I was like, there's just a spiritual vibe in
Mm.
the air, a subtle, subtle energy that we can just tap into.
So was your surfing, was that like your morning practice, or did you
Dude, well, it was my temple.
yeah.
I was just really, because in Judaism, it's interesting. It's the day of what they call atonement, but I love the mystical vibration of it, the day of at-one-ment. And it's the one day a year. And granted, I think we should practice it every day of the year, but it's the day of cleansing your heart. So I just woke up this morning, like thinking about all of the people that I've hurt in the past year, all of the things I've said to people that I have said from a malicious place, all of the times I've hurt my children, my wife, um, all of the times I've just sort of acted in just a non-dharmic way, and just like pouring my heart out to God, thinking, just saying, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna really try to do better. And
Mm.
so it was interesting. My parents used to make me wear like a black suit to synagogue, and here I was out in what I feel like in the truest temple, Mother Nature, and I was in a black suit, but it was a black wetsuit. And but I've had many moments of real deep prayer and introspection, and I
Mm.
feel like any day that we can, really, because the ego is so, that old saying, not even a 98-year-old yogic saint is safe. Not that I'm a saint or a 98, but we got to keep ourselves in check, and any opportunity we get that we can really, you know be really honest with ourselves, that as much as we're bhakti yogis, right? And sometimes that can really puff us up. Oh, we live from the heart, but
Mm.
there's a lot of my actions that are just coming from a deeply egoic place, and desirous place, and judgmental place, and critical place. So it's been a really beautiful day, and I've actually been fasting all day, because that's the common practice as well too. And then thinking that this is, Dushera, this day when Ravana, that is symbolic of the ego, is defeated. So there's just something really special that's in this process for me right now today. So it's a beautiful day that we can come together and even do a podcast, right? And just talk about
Hey,
these types of things.
absolutely. We could have done we could have done well, I guess we still could. Here we are. A Dushera special.
Today is it, everybody. We're doing it right now. We're doing
It's a,
it right now.
it's a special episode.
So should we just dive in? Let's get our
Yeah, why not?
invocation prayers
I'm
going.
ready for it. I'm
Yeah.
ready for it. I thought you were going to say, though, I did think you were going to say that when you were listing, like, I'm sorry for the things that I said. And I thought you were going to say, sorry for all the people that I gaslighted.
I don't even know what that means.
Anybody
But
wants to write in the
I wouldn't
comments,
apologize to you for that, because you gaslight me all the time,
I never
bro.
gaslight anybody, man.
I
I
don't
am
even know what it means.
straight up. Well, you're gaslighting me right now, like by saying you don't know what it means.
Don't gaslight me.
We get
All
t-shirts
these
made up. This,
how about the gaslighters?
the gaslighters. Is that our new? Wait, no, we
No,
have a good
no.
band name. I
Bhakti
really like
Crybabies.
Bhakti Crybabies.
Bhakti
Hopefully, you
Cry.
guys got a chance to listen to the Bhakti Crybabies. It's a good episode.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
So
Well, you better catch me before I start crying. Why don't we jump in?
jump right in. Let's
Yeah.
do it. So we're gonna start with our opening invocations to the Guru to help us get out of the way, to help us remember to be humble. We remember Sri Ramana Maharshi's great statement that God, Guru, and self are one. They are the same. Guru is God. Guru is the inner self. So we'll chant in Sanskrit and then in English. Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who revealed to me the supreme truth, which is unfragmented, infinite, timeless divinity and which pervades the entire universe.
Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who opened my eyes, which had been blinded by the darkness of ignorance, by applying the divine ointment of self knowledge.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Guru is the creator, sustainer, and the destroyer. Guru is directly the supreme spirit, both manifest reality and the absolute. My reverential salutations to the glorious Guru who resides in the hearts of all beings as the true self.
Hari Om Bolo Shri Sat Gurudev Bhagwan Ki.
Jai.
Bolo Shri Baba Neem Karoli Santa Maharaj Sat Gurudev Bhagwan Ki.
Jai.
Jai Hanuman, Jai Sitaram, Jai
Jai
Gurudev.
Sitaram.
All right, so we are going to, as we do each session, explore a line of the Hanuman Chalisa. And today we're going to do verse 16. The English, you rendered great service to Sugriva. Presenting him to Ram, you gave him kingship. One more time. You rendered great service to Sugriva. Presenting him to Ram, you gave him kingship. Tuma upakara Sugriva hinkinha. Rama milaya raja padadina. One more time. Tuma upakara Sugriva hinkinha. Rama milaya raja padadina. You rendered great service to Sugriva, presenting him to Ram. You gave him kingship. Brother, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, well, so here Tulsidas is introducing this most amazing figure in Ramayana called Sugriva. And Sugriva, because of a misunderstanding that he had with his brother Vali, is in exile, living on the top of this mountain called Rishyamukha Hill. So Sugriva is the younger brother of Vanara. He's a Vanara, by the way, everybody. He's like Hanuman. So
And
he's
what is a Vanara for people that
a
don't?
Vanara is the race of beings that Hanuman comes from. So a Vanara is like the easiest way to think about it is like half man, half monkey. So stands upright, wears decorations, can speak like a human being, but also has a monkey tail and a monkey face and fur like a monkey. And Vanaras are an ancient race of beings that many of them descend directly from the Devas. So we've heard about Hanuman being the son of the wind, and Sugriva, who we're referring to in this line, he was actually the son of Surya.
I love that.
Yeah, don't you love that? And then Vali, who is his Sugriva's older brother, and he is also the king of Kishkinda. Kishkinda is the city where the Vanaras live, and he was an incarnation of Indra. And you know, Hanuman is Sugriva's minister, one of Sugriva's ministers. So Sugriva and Vali, were very close for a very long time. And Vali was the king, but Sugriva was right there next to him the whole time, running the city and running the kingdom of Vanaras together with his brother. But then there was a great big misunderstanding, and I think I'm going to skip the misunderstanding today, just so we can get into more of what I think is more valuable to talk about. But they had a big misunderstanding, and Vali decided to run Sugriva out of the city. And in fact, Vali wanted to kill Sugriva even. And he chased him high and dry all over the continent of India. And finally, Sugriva remembered that because of a curse that had been placed on Vali, he could not step onto Rishyamukha Hill. So Rishyamukha Hill actually is really close to Kishkinda, but it was the only place that Sugriva felt safe. So he landed there after running away from Vali for many, many days. He finally found himself back on Rishyamukha Hill with 3 other ministers, sometimes 4 other ministers, depending on who's telling the story, but Hanuman and a couple of other Vanaras. And Hanuman was actually Sugriva's minister because of a really interesting thing that happened, is that Surya, the sun god, he was the one that taught the Vedas to Hanuman. He was Hanuman's guru. And at the end of his time with Surya, Hanuman said, well, I need to give you dakshina. Dakshina is like how you pay your guru. And the guru could ask for money or some service or some kind of anything really. And in this case, Surya said, go and help and protect and serve my son, my son Sugriva. I got a little tripped up there because I said the word son and I was talking about Surya, and I had to like stop myself before I tripped on my own words there. But so Sugriva, when Ram comes back to his little hut with Lakshman to discover that Sita has been abducted with Ravana by Ravana, it's right about that same time that Sugriva and Hanuman are hiding out together on the hill of Rishyamukha. And as Ram and Lakshman begin looking for Sita, they are told that it is Sugriva who's going to help them find Sita. So they make their way towards Rishyamukha Hill, where they know Sugriva is. And when Sugriva sees them coming up the hill, it's a very, very important moment, because Sugriva is living in so much fear because of his brother. And when he sees these like 2 godlike men, but dressed like tapasvins, dressed like rishis of the jungle, with huge like celestial bows and arrows, over their shoulders, when he sees these 2 gods walking up the hill towards them, he becomes very, very scared that they must be working for Vali or something, and they've come to kill him. So he sends Hanuman. And this is a very, very important moment. I know this is one of your favorite moments in the whole story, G. I love hearing you describe what happens when Hanuman goes and introducing
Ah,
himself to them.
this is such a beautiful moment. This is Hanuman's first darshan of Lord Ram. This is Hanuman's first moment he sees Ram. So Hanuman goes down the hill, but he disguises himself as a yogi, essentially, brahmachari. And he sees Ram and Lakshman, but he sees Ram, and immediately this hairs stand up on his body. And he gets this thrill of ecstasy through his body, and tears start dripping down his eyes. And immediately he lays himself at Lord Ram's feet. And it's in this moment, in this very first darshan, that Hanumanji, he knows without a shadow of a doubt the definitive and singular purpose of his life, which is to serve his master. And his new understanding and awakening is that his master is Lord Ram. So he transforms himself back into his monkey form, and he starts sharing with Lord Ram. Lord Ram brings him up and brings him back to his feet, and they start introducing themselves to each other. And that's when Hanumanji has the idea to bring Ram and Lakshman to Sugriva.
Hmm.
And this is another extremely pivotal and sacred moment, because they enter into a friendship and form a pact. And I know we both love this imagery that they circumambulate a fire 3 times to solidify this deep agreement that they have, that Hanuman, that Sugriva is going to help Ram find Sita, and Ram is going to kill Vali, Sugriva's brother. So Sugriva, 1, can get his wife back, but 2, become the king of Kishkinda.
Yeah, right. I love how much they have in common, that Sugriva and Ram are both in exile. They both had their wives taken from them. This is, I think, a really important uh, part of the puzzle there.
But it as well, it gives, I love that part of the story, that while Ravana was flying away with Sita, Sita had the at least the whereabouts to take some bangles, I don't know if it was one or many bangles, off of her wrists, and tie a part of her sari to the bangles and throw the bangles down, because she saw these monkeys, right, on Kishkinda Hill.
Mm.
I'm sorry, on yeah, no, not on
Rishyamukha.
on
Rishyamukha
Rishyamukha
Hill.
Hill, on Rishyamukha Hill.
Uh-huh.
And so they had seen Ravana flying away with
Yeah.
the beautiful goddess herself. And so they at least had the vision of what had happened, where Ram and Lakshman, up to this point, they knew nothing. They just knew that Sita was gone. So at least it gave Ram a little bit of hope in this
Yeah.
moment.
Right. Because Ram didn't know. I mean, the demon just gobbled her up, right?
Could you imagine how heartbroken? And this is so beautiful that Ram, God in form, he expresses such human emotions like
Mm-hmm.
heartbreak,
Mm-hmm.
because his beloved has been taken away.
Right. So, Hanuman brings Sugriva to Ram. Excuse me, brings Ram to Sugriva. They make this pact, and then Ram kills Vali, and now Sugriva assembles the millions and millions of monkeys from all over India to create great big army, which then marches south to go and find Ravana. So, and this is all because of Hanuman, really.
It's all because of Hanuman.
all because of Hanuman. And
How about the story though? I love this. And it was the rainy season, right? And so they
yeah,
had to wait for the rainy season to be finished before they could send all of the monkeys out on their search missions.
yeah,
But the rainy season had ended, and Sugriva was just making love to his wife and drinking wine or getting intoxicated somehow.
yeah,
And Lakshman, Ram's brother, was getting infuriated, and he threatened to go kill Sugriva if he didn't honor his side of
yeah.
the agreement, right?
He says the door through which my brother sent your brother is still open.
Say that again.
He says the door which my brother Rama sent your brother Vali
is still
it's
open.
still open.
Dude, how do you have such a good memory with these stories? I feel like I forget. I read them 100 times and the next day they're gone. You remember these little details. How do you do that? God, that's like your superpower.
Well,
The door with which,
yeah,
wait, say
the
that
door
again.
with a door, the door through which Ram sent Vali is
Which
still
was
open.
the doorway to death.
The doorway to death, or maybe he says the portal. I can't remember. It's just, well, some of Ramesh Menon's
Oh,
his poet, the way he writes the prose is so poetic and so beautiful that then they stick in my mind.
and he was like basically saying, get your shit together and get
Yeah,
your ass moving, buddy.
yeah.
Or
Well,
you're or
because I think that Sugriva's excuse was basically like he'd been living on the top of Rishyamukha Hill. Well, he spent his whole life living like a king,
yes.
right? And living, like not like a monkey in the jungle, but like a monkey in a very nice palace, and not a pet monkey either, like a monkey who, this is my palace, with servants and his wife um and I imagine even like a harem, and so he lived this life of luxury, and then suddenly he's thrown on the top of this mountain living in a cave for who knows how long before Ram finally showed up. And so by the time
But he was scared to death there, right?
he was scared to death and he
he
wouldn't
was in
leave.
such anxiety. The way Ramesh Menon writes
Yeah,
about the anxiety that Sugriva is carrying in his heart. He's always looking over his shoulder, scared to death that Vali is going to come kill him.
yeah. And just well, and just to finish my thought, but I want to make sure that we touch on that, though, because I think it's such a brilliant metaphor about
Mm,
how we live our lives in fear and anxiety. And really the only balm for that is the spiritual path,
mm.
is the connection with God, the connection with Hanuman, Ram, whatever it is to you, that connection
Because
with spirit.
yes, because once Sugriva met Ram, he had darshan of Ram, then his anxiety started dissolving.
Yeah, well, and then he went back to the palace and he had the throne, because so his brother was killed by by Ram, and then the people of Kishkinda, the Vanaras, all then made, he was next in line, even though um, it was an unconventional way of moving into the next uh, reign of power. But he became the king, and so now he's back in the palace, and there's, he's got, as you were mentioning, the wine and the women and the whole thing, and he got intoxicated, and so this is another wonderful part of it. It's like,
I know where you're going with this. I
yeah,
know
it's
where you're
okay. So
going
here's
with this.
Sugriva. He's living in fear, right? And then what happens is that Hanuman brings God to him. I love this too, because it's one thing Hanuman like to brings people to God all the time, but he actually brings God to Sugriva. And he's like, look, Sugriva, you don't have to be afraid. Ram is here. Lakshman is here. Everything's going to be okay. And then once everything was okay, he just slipped into inebriation. He
Not
just,
even a 98-year-old saint is safe.
that's it. And then it literally took, you know, a threat, you know, from Lakshman and Ram himself, you know, like he's like, what I love about that too is like that portal is always open, by the way, right? That we never know when we're gonna go. I mean, the you can get hit by a bus tomorrow thing is like a real thing, you know, like that's not just like a phrase that can happen, and we never know when we're going through that portal, you know, and it's always open, really. But and there's that moment where Sugriva remembered. He was like, oh right, I owe this all to Ram.
But it was that threat that sobered him up.
Right, yeah,
And that threat metaphorically is maybe getting some news from our doctor on a blood test
yeah,
that, look, you gotta sober up, and you gotta change your ways of living, or whatever, wherever the message may come to sober us up, to get us back on track, because so easily we can get puffed up and inebriated and intoxicated in our own ego, like Sugriva had.
so this, even this little journey that we see in the middle of Ramayana, this one character has this little journey from, you know, from comfort to then fear and anxiety to like feeling good again, but then just to be completely swept away with the Maya and the illusion and the alcohol and the substances and the physical pleasure and uh and
And
yeah,
he
and
lost course. He lost course because of that,
he
right?
did,
He
yeah,
lost his dharma, actually,
yeah, and
because
he needed,
entering into that agreement, that was his dharma that he needed to fulfill.
and he had to get slapped silly by Lakshman, you know, and but then he got it together, and guess what
Oh
he
boy,
did,
did he.
you know, then guess what he did is, you know, then he led the monkey army into battle and was a very, very important part of the whole battle against Ravana, you know. um and 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 I think that's ultimately where we're all trying to go, right? Is we all want to be, you know, on the right side of goodness, on the
Mm,
right side of righteousness, you know. And yeah, it's just so many wonderful stories about Sugriva.
yeah. Yeah, I love I feel like we tapped into some real deep metaphors, maybe that we never have in our discussions about this, and even in our Hanuman Chalisa sadhana,
Yeah, yeah,
that Sugriva really shows us of a mirror of how we can act and grab onto things and let go of things, and and lose our course.
well, and it makes me think of that, you know, like how, like that line that we're going to study in a few weeks, but um that those who you protect know no fear.
Mm.
You know, that Hanuman, you know, he can take our fear away. I mean, look, here's Hanuman behind me doing the Abhaya Mudra, you know, have no fear. And Sugriva is the ultimate example of that, like, you know, that monkey mind that's just full of 1,000 different fears and anxieties and worries and doubts, and um you know, and how I think honestly, like most people I can't spend their, you know, I think you find it's very rare that you find those really easygoing people who are not, you know, consumed with their with their fear.
Yeah.
And so that's just a perfect example of, what this Hanuman Bhakti path can give us. It can dissolve our fear.
Do you get consumed by fear?
I think so. Totally. Yeah, I do. I mean, I
Is it
have
like a physical fear, or maybe?
no, just like just worries about the most mundane things. I'm ashamed to even admit them here. But
Be transparent, brother. Be
but
transparent.
okay, all right, we're back on the
No, you
we're back
don't.
on the couch.
50 minutes, bro. You got 50 minutes and
Here he
time's
comes.
ticking.
Dr. Doss is at it again. So how does that make you feel?
Talk to
Oh,
me, please.
talk
Let
to
me.
me, please. Yeah, I'm such a
Oh, but this
sucker. I'm
thing of
like,
fear, bro, is such, I mean, really,
I
even like
mean,
Amma, she says there's only two energies in the universe, love and fear.
yeah, yeah.
Krishnamacharya. Did you ever study any
Yeah, a
Krishnamacharya?
little bit. Yeah, my
Dude,
dad actually was really into him when he
I
was.
mean, it's like all about fear.
Yeah,
It's fear holds us back from living the life we know we're meant to live and want to live.
yeah, yeah. And I think so. If Amma is right, which she most likely is, that if I'm not feeling the love, I'm probably experiencing the other side of that, which is what you're saying is, fear.
Yeah.
Fear, doubt, and worry. I think this is like, I mean, this is what all the advertisers are bilking. This is what salespeople even come at you, try to find that little weak spot.
Oh, really?
What is it that you're afraid of? What is it that you're consumed with or whatever, and tap into that. I mean, you experience fear from time to time, don't you?
Boy, brother, it was such a, in my initial, whatever we want to call it, spiritual awakenings at like 22 years old, that was the central theme,
Mm,
is fear. Like, I've been living my whole life in fear,
mm.
and mostly fear of what other people think of me.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. It's a big
And
one.
that had complete control and dominion and
Mhm.
governance over my life. And you got to look, Buddha even teaches the first step is the awareness of it. The first step in healing and transforming is to be aware of it. It took years to really unpack and unravel and uncoil that one.
Mhm.
But I really looked at it, and I don't feel that as much as I used to. Maybe it's because I'm 54, not 22,
Yeah.
or maybe it's because, you know, Sabasuka lahe tumari sharana tumarakshaka
Yeah.
ahuko darana, with taking refuge in Hanuman, one finds an all light, all delight. Those you protect know no fear.
Mm.
And I can honestly say, in the 20 plus years of Hanuman Bhakti, that level of fear has definitely diminished. I don't
I
even
think,
like saying that because it makes me sound, oh, I'm so, fucking holy or whatever. No, but it's true.
yeah. Well, I think, that's the good news. I guess the bad news, or the news that I think is challenging to people, is that, it's a slow process.
Yeah. Do you feel that as well?
I feel it. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say that I um it's a softening, right? It's a like, I'm even more comfortable with the fear, if that makes any sense. I wouldn't say like the fear is gone, but I see it like for what it is, and I have tools to deal with it. Whereas, back when I was 22 or whatever, oh my God, the fear would just completely consume me, you know. And I had, it wasn't even, it didn't even know it was fear. I was just like, what do they think of me, you know, or what, you know, what, or
Yeah.
like, I don't have any money, or, you know, it was, there wasn't any like, oh, I'm afraid that I don't have any money, you know. That's like something, it takes some actual awareness, you know. I'm just like, I'm screwed because I don't have any money, you know, or like, I can't stop thinking about what that person thinks of me. Whereas maybe now I might be like, oh my God, look at me still worried about what other people think of me. You know,
Mm,
so there's like a softening, there's like a light around it, that then I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's something I don't want to do. And I can make those, all those steps. Okay, I don't want to worry about what that person thinks of me. This is really causing me some suffering. Okay, so let me take some steps to dissolve that as much as I can, you know. So that's the difference for me, but it's still something. And I think, you know, that's why even like one of the obstacles, one of the kleshas is, you know, fear of death. That there's just that there's just, and even the 98-year-old sages, maybe especially the 98-year-old sages, because they're like, I'm getting real close.
mm, mm.
But that, you know, just that fear of like the unknown, fear of like what's beyond this body, you know, that kind of fear. It's just it's something that's so powerful, you know. So um but again,
Yeah.
what Hanuman can do is he can help us dissolve that fear.
And in that fear, I just get that we can just live freely, right?
Yeah.
We can live freely when that fear is not dominating us. One of my favorite teachings, always from Ram Dass, and I'm sure you've heard it. He says, this was one during his, in his elder years when he was on Maui. He used to share this a lot. He put up one hand and he'd say fear. He'd put up the other hand, faith. And he would say that they can't be coexisting together.
Mm.
Either you have fear or you have faith. And no fear equals faith. Faith equals no fear. So that really always touched me.
Yeah.
And how and this, like, what it was, a seesaw, right? If you have faith, the fear is dropped down. But if you have fear, there's no faith.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
really get that, man.
I really do too. And it, you know, but one of the things that I've really worked with, and this is also from Ram Dass, you know, is that you know, your karma is your dharma.
Mm,
And so sometimes when you cultivate faith, you start to go, okay, well, there's all this is the divine plans going on, right? There's some kind of divine architecture to my whole life, including the fear that I felt in that situation, including all of the good parts of my life and all the bad parts of my life, all the sweet spots and all the rough spots. That it's all, that's all my karma playing out. And that if, you know, if I am able to have the awareness of like, oh, let's say, okay, let's use this. I'm aware that I'm afraid of what other people think of me, right? So my karma is to deal with this fear. Well, what I've the more awareness I bring to it, the more I realize, hey, man, everybody around me is afraid too. You know, like I'm not alone in this. Everybody else is afraid. And that guy that I'm afraid of what he thinks of me, he might be afraid of what I think of him.
mm,
Right. And that then maybe through like teaching bhakti, singing kirtan, having a podcast with you know, all these things that are like that are part of my path, which are on one hand are my karma unfolding, but it also is sort of leading me towards fulfilling my dharma. And if I have, if I can have more faith and in the divine architecture of things, then I can also start to have awareness around these things in a way that maybe I could even, like that, maybe even us sharing this right now, right, might open up something for somebody else. So my karma, maybe, okay, so just to simply, like, my karma is that, okay, I've had fear around what other people think of me. Okay, but then that's led me towards the spiritual path. It's led me towards wanting to get free from that. And then as I get free from it or start to feel a softening around it, I want to share that with other people. And so then that fear of what other people think of me on one level could be the thing that drove me to yoga in the first place.
Mm,
Then drove me all the way here to this moment that I'm having with you, where we are sharing these intimate things on this podcast. And maybe somebody's going to hear it and it's going to open the door for them. So it's God, it's all, but the more I have that faith that somehow that even the crap that I go through is part of my karma, and also then therefore my dharma, uh,
mm,
then it just feels softer. It's easier to deal with. It's like, okay, well, there I am being afraid again. Ram Dass, oh, there you are having that thought again. Oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting?
mhm.
Look at me doing this thing again, you know? And
Yeah, yeah. And I think the fear is maybe, as we've been talking, fear of what other people think, and somehow, and I think that there's just grace involved in that, that you start to then, that fear becomes replaced with faith in yourself.
mm,
And you want to call that faith in yourself, or faith in Ram, or faith in Hanuman, or faith in the light inside of you, or faith in Durga, or Allah, or Jesus, or Adonai, whatever that is, then you begin to have the courage to really live your best life, and live the way that you want to live, more. For me, I feel it is more freely. I can just be free.
yeah.
I can just be wild and free, baby.
I got one question for you, Govind.
Yeah,
I've been sharing a lot of intimate stuff here, today, and I just
yeah,
want,
yeah.
yeah. What do you think of me now that you've heard all that stuff?
What do I think of you?
Yeah, I mean, because now I'm a little worried about what you think of me.
I think you are a beautiful light on this earth, brother. Look at the
Oh,
big
oh.
smile on your face, and dude, we left each other the other day. You drove me to the airport at 4 a.m. in Seattle, and I love you more than ever, brother. We have this divine friendship, and I'm so grateful for all that you are. And singing kirtan together is like a highlight of my life, when we can just wail it out
Oh
together,
my
and
God,
just
isn't it great?
sing our crying prayers.
Well, listen, I appreciate that, Govind. I wasn't really looking for.
Now,
I
what do
wasn't.
you think of me? No, just
Oh,
kidding. Please don't go there. Please don't go
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Please, we don't. Yeah. Professing our love for each other
oh my
on the
God.
podcast. That sounds a
Oh,
little
beginning again.
weird, everybody, but
It's happening again. It's happening again. Like, I love that podcast, but boy, when they start, when they, when they start gazing lovingly at each other, it gets a little lost in translation, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I made that. I was trying to make a joke, and then you took it seriously,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. Because it's funny because I think it's something that I had, uh, something that I tripped up on my whole life is like this weird dichotomy of feeling like if everybody really knew who I was, that it would, if I was really able to like be myself, like that, it would just be like, I would just be so successful and so, like it would just be so amazing. Like that's the one side. And then the other side was like, but if everybody really knew who I was, oh my God, that would mean they would know all my secrets and all my, depraved thoughts, and they would know all that stuff. And they would absolutely just wouldn't be able to stand me. So it was this weird dichotomy of like, oh, if everyone knew who I really was, they would love me so much. And then I was like, oh, but wait a minute. No, if everybody really knew who I was, then they would hate me, you know? And so I think that kind of weird dichotomy kept me like kind of just walking the safe line in the middle.
Dude, I just got such a hit, boy. Talk about a hit. Remember how Ram Dass always says Maharaji knew everything about me.
Yeah.
And he loved me. And as you were saying that, I was thinking Maharaji had the jnana to know all of Ram Dass's crap wasn't who he really was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that stuff that you were saying that you're afraid people wouldn't love you, Maharaji, when we have darshan, when we sit in front of Hanuman, Ram, Maharaji, they know that that's not who we really are.
Yeah, right. I think
who
that
you really are is that love inside of you.
Yeah.
And that's where they're seeing.
Yeah, but I think most people don't have that jnana.
Most people don't. And you're absolutely right, because they're not in soul awareness.
Yeah.
They're in ego awareness, soul awareness.
If I just laid it out and said, these are the thoughts I had yesterday.
Don't do that, please. Don't do that. Start telling everybody your thoughts.
Yeah, all the time. Just
wild and free, baby.
Wild and free.
Name of the podcast. I think
that's our podcast name finally. Wild and free. That's so good. I still remember. Speaking of wild and free, you've been pretty wild and free since I've known you.
I love you.
I remember. It was our last day of yoga teacher training in 2015 or something, and we all decided to go down to the beach. I don't know what overtook you about this. Maybe I won't. All right. It was just a little example of how wild.
No, say it.
Okay, well, so we were like, we all went out and we played a little kirtan on the beach, and then we all went and jumped in the water, and we were like swimming out towards, we were wading out. We were maybe up to our knees or whatever, and all of a sudden I heard this like, "Hey, Rob!" I turned around and you looked at me and you just dropped your shorts and you just flashed me right on the beach in Santa Monica. And then you quickly pulled them back up again. And I was just
before
like,
anybody else.
I don't know. I think it was kind of a moment where like you saw that there was no one else. And I never quite understood what you're going for in that moment.
Just being wild and free.
Being wild and free. No, I know.
Oh gosh.
There's a moment that I will never forget.
That's so funny. I'm seeing some tendencies of my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, being wild and free, and I'm a little scared about that she got my genes on that level.
Oh no. Well, listen, I mean, I think we could all use to be a little more wild and free, and it's kind of what I was getting at the beginning when I mentioned the guy skipping down the street in my neighborhood. Is that, hey man, listen, if you get the urge to start skipping, just do it.
Yeah.
And if you want to flash your buddy at the beach, just go for it, man. It's not.
But what holds us back is
the fear.
Is the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you clearly were not worried about what I thought of you.
I think it was like you do that kind of stuff with the people you feel the most
Yeah,
comfortable
no,
with,
I know. It
right?
was a joke. I
Like,
got it. I got it. And I
yeah,
laughed my ass off. And I'm still
yeah.
laughing my
Like,
ass off
that's
about it 10
you
years
have
later.
dude, such a great memory, bro. I don't know how, with all the
Well, that
fucking
one is
drugs you've done in
emblazoned.
your life, how do you
That one's emblazoned. And I'll bet if I had done that to you, you would
yeah.
still remember it as well.
Oh gosh, I should share this. I don't know if I should or should not share this. This is about our dear brother David Newman,
Oh,
Durga Das, and I know
oh, deep.
he would probably laugh about this story. We were at Bhakti Fest and we were sharing they put us up in the housing or something like that. And we had just arrived to Bhakti Fest, me and Jacqueline, and we were so happy that he was going to be our dorm neighbor essentially, and he had heard that we were here, and he just was in the shower, and he came out of the shower with a towel wrapped around him, and he was still like dripping wet. And we were like, hey, it's so great to see you. And just completely in the moment, he opens up his towel. So he's just
You
totally,
and and Jacqueline?
yes, both of us just right there. And then like completely opens up the towel, one half a second blink, and then wraps himself back up in the towel. Like, like, why did he do that? Right? I think just wild and free. That was it. It was like
Oh
a
my God.
statement, like I'm wild
Maybe he
and
just
free.
wasn't even thinking, just like he was like he just wanted to be a little tighter or
Oh
something.
no, I don't think so. It was like almost like revealing. I'm just going to reveal myself, all of myself in this moment. But
Oh,
we joke about that sometimes because we laughed and we went back into our rooms and we were like, did
look
you
at
see
him.
what Durga Das just did? Did he just totally flash us? Oh,
Oh,
bless
that's
that soul. I still can't
funny.
even believe that, he is changed shape.
Yeah.
He's in the other side.
Oh.
The doorway is always open,
The
right?
doorway, the portal is always open. Yeah.
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 Door. So until we go through that doorway, be wild and free.
Yeah. And then after that, who knows?
Who
Maybe we
knows?
get to even be more wild and more free.
Yeah, who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Hey, should we take a hit? It's getting to be that time. We should probably
What do you mean,
wrap
bro?
it
We've
up.
been taking hits all day.
Well, I
Let's
think
take another
we
hit.
got to
Let's
take another hit.
formally take a hit.
We
Let's
are going to
formally.
take everybody. We're going to take a hit of LSD
What do you mean by that?
right here on the podcast,
We're-
everybody. We're going
ah,
to take a hit of love, service, and devotion.
ah,
What that means is we like to read a quote or some teaching from one of our beloved teachers. And in this case, it is a line from Neem Karoli Baba. And he said,
ah. Wait, I just have to stop you for a second because I was just listening to last episode today
oh,
as I
yeah,
was driving.
yeah.
And in the last episode, you read the comment on YouTube of I guess it was a
Oh, yeah,
guy who
yeah.
he said, because you were talking about LSD, I thought it was an opportune moment to take this tab of LSD that I've had for ages. And he goes on and how Krishna whispered to him.
I
When
love you.
Krishna whispered under the influence of LSD, I love you. I love you. I love you. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways, there were some great laughs in that moment as well,
there
too,
was, there
when
was.
you
And
were
by the way,
reading it.
everybody, we're not condoning one way or another uh, taking the actual LSD because
But
this
we are condoning this
we are
LSD.
definitely condoning the OG LSD, love, service, and devotion. You can't overdose. It has, listen, a lot of benefits. One, you can't overdose on it. One, you can't overdose on it. Two, it makes you feel great. It's very uplifting. And three, it's just a way to remind yourself over
It
and over and over.
purifies your heart,
Go
right?
back to the heart. Yeah.
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 And Neem Karoli Baba, he said, Doing prayers like the Hanuman Chalisa is the only way to change fate. Doing prayers like the Hanuman Chalisa is the only way to change fate.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
oh my gosh. I'm blasting through my heart and out the top of my head at the same exact time. Holy Hanuman, we can change our fate. I find such shelter in this statement. Now, I'd never heard this quote from Maharaji until I believe Krishna Das put it in the Flow of Grace book.
Yeah, I was reading right from the Flow of Grace by Krishna Das.
And that literally we can break the bonds of karma, break the chains of bondage to our karma, to the law of cause and effect through chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. And that gives me such peace that all of the crappy things that I've done to so many people throughout my life, and probably I did them because of past lifetimes doing even more crappy things, that the Chalisa, every time we chant it, it's planting seeds in the garden of life, and that literally it will take us on a new direction in life. And I have faith that that direction is a good direction that's filled with amazing people and abundance of love and chanting the holy name and on with just blessings upon blessings upon blessings. So that's my initial feeling, that I am to hear Maharaji, who I know we both have faith in his word, that he says this, that I believe that it's true. And in hearing that, I understand why the Hanuman Chalisa has become so popular with not only people in India, but people all over the world. The secret is being revealed right now.
God, how about when we sang the Chalisa just a couple nights ago on Monday night? It seemed like the whole room knew it.
I think more people knew it than didn't know it.
More people knew it than didn't know it.
What do you think about this?
Well, I just, it's really interesting because he says you can change your fate. But do we have any control over our fate anyway? Is it like, I mean, is it all predetermined? Is Baba just the puppet master, directing things anyway? And maybe it's like, because he loved the Chalisa so much. Sometimes I think that, well, if he is the puppet master, maybe it'll change your fate because he's so pleased that you're singing that Chalisa, that maybe he'll be like, oh, well, this guy's a real good devotee. He sings his 11 Chalisas every Tuesday. Let's take him over here where it's nicer weather or something. I mean, like, it's because there's that wonderful saying, which I think it was Siddhima was asked about predetermination.
Yeah, we talked about this on one of the first episodes.
Yeah, which is basically they said, is it free will or is it all predetermined?
Grace. She says, or is it all grace?
Yeah,
right? That was the question.
And she said you have to, act like you have control, but know that it's all grace.
Yeah.
Something like that. Can you say that a little better?
No, that's what it is. It's
so you have faith that the grace is really what's guiding you through everything, but you pretend like it's on you, or you act like it's on you. Um, but I think that's pretty complex.
It's so complex, and it's maybe it's not even for us to understand,
Yeah,
because then we get all heady about it.
that's it, right? And see, my instinct immediately wants to try to break this one down. And I
Yeah.
think what's more interesting, or maybe more useful at least, is to go, okay, well, Baba said it, so, and I have faith that, Baba is here for my benefit and to guide me and to lead me in the right direction. And so, well, I'll just chant the Hanuman Chalisa then.
And then you look at in the Hanuman Chalisa, what is it doing? Even in the Doha, we're polishing the mirror of our heart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the moment we start polishing the mirror of our heart, life is going to start shifting into very new directions. Or maybe externally it won't, but from the inside, we will perceive things
Yeah.
differently
Yeah.
than we did before we started polishing the mirror of our hearts.
Hmm.
And then, karma is not just physical, but obviously it's the thoughts that we keep as well, too. That we start thinking differently about everything. And that's going to change everything as well, too.
And what is fate? Is that just like, is that destiny, right? So like, is that meaning like this is like the inevitable path that we're going to take, and that, um and that if we see ourselves going down a path that we it doesn't feel like the right one, that we can shift that by chanting the Hanuman Chalisa? Because that's sometimes what I think maybe is coming out.
That's interesting as well, too. Did you ever hear that story about Shivaya? He was an old, great Maharaji devotee, white guy from America, I think Northern California, and he was meditating in the jungle in India, and a tiger came up to him, and he was sure his life was going to end and that the tiger was going to eat him. And he started chanting the Hanuman Chalisa
Mhm.
as loud as he could at the top of his lungs. And guess what? The tiger walked away.
Wow.
So maybe that's what you mean.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Like,
Like the fate was that tiger was destined to eat him.
mm.
But then him chanting the Chalisa, it changed his fate.
It's such a mystery though, right? Because we could say that the Chalisa protected him, but we're going to have to just go out in faith by that, because the tiger might not even been hungry, might have just might have walked away anyway. I mean, that's like what the analytical mind wants to like throw in
Yeah.
there for that, you know. But but I have to say that my experience is that the direction of my life has changed since I began chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. So,
In what way?
oh, just so many ways. I mean, um, I feel less fear, since we were talking about that before.
Mm.
I feel less fear. It's 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 opened up doors to people I don't think I ever would have met. You know, experiences that I don't think I ever would have had. Um, and I have I have this tool that I use all the time. Like, I don't like to fly, so I don't think fear's maybe the right word, but I just not in my happy place when I get on an airplane, and I chant a Hanuman Chalisa every time, and it makes me feel a little calmer, takes the anxiety level down. Um, so I mean, it's just I and even that, like, even without verbalizing it. I can just feel
Hmm.
somehow that my life has changed directions. Do
Yeah,
you have that experience with the Chalisa?
absolutely. I think for me, the main thing is selfishness.
Hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I'm still a fucking selfish motherfucker. All I do is think about me, 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 me. But there's at least a little bit of thinking about others as I'm thinking about myself.
Think about
When I
how
used
can
to
I.
never think about others. Now I'm thinking about others a little bit as I'm thinking about me the whole time and what's in it for me, 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 me. But I think that's it. And I think that that is about service, really, and seva. And at least we have a path. I never even knew what to be of service meant. I thought to be of service was a bad thing.
Right, joining the military.
Or we want others to serve us.
Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah,
indoctrinated in. You
yeah,
want to have servants, not to be a servant. And so just that to live as a DOS is like, or shall I say, to practice, to attempt to live as a DOS is our path.
oh, that's so funny. It reminds me of like I spent a good 10 years of my life as a server,
at,
you
at, a,
know,
at a restaurant.
at different
Me
restaurants,
too.
you
Me
know.
too.
So
Me
I
too.
was a server.
Me too.
I
I
didn't
never
want
thought
to be
about
a
that.
server.
I
I
know.
did not want to be a server.
But there's
Oh,
kind of a metaphor. If you're a server in a restaurant, that's where the money is.
well, this
And in Bhakti, if you're the server, that's where the treasure is.
that's where the treasure is. Yeah,
Right?
it's true. Oh man. Well, I think all I can say is just to wrap this one up is, each line of the Hanuman Chalisa is a hit of LSD.
Oh,
And
you
the
will go down in history for saying that.
the best medicine is just to keep chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. And so that's what I'm going to do. How about you?
Yes, and it gets back to was this Maharaji's quote instead of trying to figure it out,
Just have faith in God.
just have faith in God.
Yeah.
And have faith in God's ambassadors, like the guru's words, like Maharaji saying, you can change your fate. Okay, I'm not going to plan out what fate I'm trying to change, by chanting the Chalisa, but just trust that it's a good thing
Yeah.
and keep
Yeah.
doing it and keep doing it and keep.
And what we've learned in our last couple of lines is you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So the trying to figure it out is just a waste of energy. You're never going to figure it out. I mean, I suppose maybe when we pass away into the next realm, that they'll be like, they'll sit us down and be like, okay, so here's what was really going on.
Who's they? Who's they?
Well, the afterlife
Committee
administrators.
administrators. That's classic. I said committee. You said administrators at the same time.
Yeah, it's just,
Yama's administrators.
yeah, Yama's administrators. Oh, actually, there's a great, what's his name? Chitra Gupta.
Chitragupta. I've heard that before.
So I think I got that right. Chitra Gupta. He's the guy who's in charge of the Akashic records.
Ah, yeah.
So he's the guy when Yama says, oh, okay, so and so just passed away. What should I do? And then Chitra Gupta says, well, let me pull his file.
Is there really a file?
Well, you know what I mean? Metaphoric. Well, yeah, but probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the Akashic records have to be.
Well, the scrolls that they have in Southern India are.
Well, so that's another
That's
trip
different. That's
altogether. Different. Yeah, I mean, well, those are according, maybe, yeah. So maybe having not experienced those, I can't go into that. But Chitra Gupta, I think is his name. He's a deity, and he is Yama's chief administrator, and he's the guy keeping the list. Whether you're naughty or nice, it's not Santa Claus, everybody. It's Chitra Gupta.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous.
So anyway, keep chanting.
All right. Yeah, I got some red on my computer right now. It means my battery's about to die.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Hey, this is great. We tapped into some Sugriva.
I think we did.
Some fear. We had a
little therapy session there. And I think the message is be wild and free.
Wild and free, baby.
Be wild and free. Okay.
Only if your karma is your dharma to be wild and free, though. Maybe that's not for everybody.
I think probably at our core,
yeah,
that's like a birthright to be wild and free, man.
I love it.
I don't think it's just for somebody and not for others. That's their personality holding them down.
Yeah.
And we all want to try to break through that. That's my feeling.
Yeah, that feels right.
And I don't think there's supposed to be some people that, you're supposed to be embarrassed. That's okay. You're just an embarrassed person. I think we want to move. I think the goal is to break through all of that. All of that fear. That doesn't mean just start dropping your drawers, everybody. Don't go around flashing people on the streets
or skipping. Don't go around skipping. And don't be too happy either. That's how we started this whole damn conversation.
Don't be too happy. Well, don't
toxic happiness.
Don't admit toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity.
Just admit the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not the toxic stuff.
Yeah. Dude, I'm looking at you on your screen. Your throat chakra is lit up.
Oh, yeah. Where's that coming from?
There's some reflection.
Yeah, it just popped in through the window there. I usually shut that one before I go on the Zoom call, but I guess I didn't. So that's just how open and free I am feeling right now.
It looks like your camera's working too. Is that your good camera?
No, that's not my good camera.
Oh, wow.
It's good lighting.
You're looking very sharp.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Okay, here we go. It's getting weird again.
Hurry up.
Okay. I keep trying to do it, and then you keep changing the subject.
I keep pulling you back.
All right, hey, everybody, we're going to just finish with our closing prayers. So please bring your hands to your heart if you wish. And we'll just send this prayer of peace out to the whole world. God knows the world needs it. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
May all beings, including ourselves, be happy, be well, and be free from suffering. May all of our thoughts, may all of our words, may all of our actions in some way contribute to that happiness, that well-being, and that freedom from suffering for all, including ourselves, including ourselves, including ourselves.
Love everyone, serve everyone, feed everyone, and remember God.
Bolo Shri Sadgurudev Bhagwan ki.
Jai.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Hanuman ki.
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan ki.
Jai.
Hanuman Chalisa Sangha ki.
Jai.
Love Everyone Podcast ki.
Jai.
Jai ho ho ho.
All right. So over here at the Love Everyone podcast, we're trying to love everyone, and that includes everybody who's listening. That includes you. We love you. We love you. We love you.
See you next time. Love you all. Jai Sitaram.